Another thing you talked about was giving roles for students that suit that individual student's learning style or their personality. And I found that too when I was in the classroom, like taking time to realize that with some students, it was a matter of giving them a role that, you know, not everyone can just write, and not everyone can just be public. But, you know, if you can work that out, then you give them the correct roles, like we did with the placemat today. So how do you find that, what sort of activities do you use for particular types of learners, and what's that relationship between pairing a learning style for an individual with an activity?
Well, I guess the learning styles are very important, and wherever possible, when you're working with students for a while, it's good to help them learn about what their strengths are, but also the areas in their learning styles that they need to perhaps work on. And as we get older, we tend to get a far more even spread across the different learning styles, but often younger students and teenagers have real strengths in one area rather than another area. And we went through a stage in education where you want to always work with their strengths, etc. But obviously they need to improve those weaknesses. But if we can give them some success with their strengths, then they're far more likely to take risks with their weaknesses. So with things like the placemat today, if I know that literacy, for example, or writing is not a strength, then I want to give you opportunities to be verbal and use some of your strengths to rehearse before I give you an opportunity to work on that weakness with rehearsing that as well. But at the same time, we don't tend to do things that we don't find easy to do, so I need to put some accountability in place. That means that you're more likely to feel you need to improve that strength.
So you think mastery and what you know a student is good at, giving them that feeling of mastery,
Absolutely.
Could also help their weaknesses.
Mastery is really important, and I think we perhaps have moved away from that in the system for a few years, where we perhaps didn't spend as much time giving kids opportunities to practice, but very specific. Mastery comes around having opportunity to practice, but also getting very specific feedback. But there also needs to be some sort of level of concern there, or pressure there to develop mastery. And for example, learning a musical instrument, the pressure of having a concert or something means that you get to a much higher level than you would do just practicing every day without that performance. So when we talk about accountability in the classroom, we talk about requiring some sort of public demonstration of a skill, and that is very, very effective as long as there's the opportunity to rehearse. There's some really specific feedback along the way, and obviously we don't always have time to develop mastery in everything, but it certainly is very important for students to achieve that level of success.